Hi everyone, it's Honest Stewie here. Hopefully everyone's doing well. And I'm going to do a video today because I just finished playing a game that I think would have been much better as a movie, and I was thinking to myself, why don't I just do a top 5 list of games that should have just been movies? Now some of these have good gameplay and some of these dragged down by the gameplay, especially my number 1 spot, which is why I'm making this video. And hang on, a monkey here. There we go, that's better. So I'm just going to delve straight into the list. Because it took me a while to come up with the list, because there's a lot that I would like to be a movie, but the gameplay is still good. Like, obviously, a lot of people are saying Red Dead Redemption 2, but then I'm thinking to myself, that would be better as a series. And also, there's one I'm going to mention to start with that I do think would be better as a series, and then the one above it, my number 4 spot, is going to be a series. So I'll delve into the list now, which is really why I want to start. So I might do a series one next. Hold on. So let's get into the list. You may hear seagulls screaming. I don't know what's going on with them. Maybe it's because it's cold weather or something. I don't know. They're crazy. So let's delve in. So my number 5 spot is Uncharted 4. So the first, second and third, as games and stories, perfect. Perfect. The Uncharted movie we ended up with, terrible. Story-wise, absolutely terrible. You had some amazing scenes. You had the 3 games mashed into a movie. It didn't work. I love Tom Holland. Tom Holland's a great choice as Nathan Drake. I thought he crushed it as a young Nathan Drake. But right now, Uncharted 4, Nathan Fillion being Nathan Drake in that movie would have been amazing. I even would have had, Todd Baker in it as his brother. Just his act, like the voice actor, if he acts. I don't think he acts, but like Nathan Fillion just would have been amazing. Nathan Fillion, imagine this. I know it's a throw thing here, I'm just saying this, but imagine Alan Tudyk and Nathan Fillion in an Uncharted movie. Like, be amazing. Them two get along so well, and they'll do anything like together. They'll just drop what they're doing and work together. Watch Resident Alien in case you're wondering why I'm saying it, but it's like that would be amazing as a movie. Now, the reason why this is number 5 is because the gameplay is still there. The gameplay is still good, but it's bloated out by the open world. Because for some reason, they've made Uncharted 4 was an open-ish world. And it had driving scenes that went on a bit too long, when you're driving around and stuff. I enjoyed it, I liked it, but it sort of drags out the story. You just want to know the story. So Uncharted 4, as a movie, especially with the ending, would have been amazing. Could have set up for a low-key Tomb Raider-ish movie too. Also, I don't know when Uncharted 5 is at. Naughty Dog's also declined, like, have gone crap. Because they did Uncharted 4, and then they did Last of Us 2. Last of Us 2 as well was trash. Because I was going to say Last of Us as a movie, but it worked better as a series, except the second one. But we don't discuss that one. So, my number 4 spot, again, gameplay is good, but parts of the gameplay isn't, and it's why I didn't get everything on this game. God of War Ragnarok. God of War Ragnarok, right? Now, they are doing a series of this, but from the beginning. Now, the first God of War, we say, remake, I thought was amazing. From a story narrative, to a gameplay, to just the conclusion at the end, to the fact of the build of Kratos himself, the fact that it actually made you care for Kratos anyway, but he's just angry in the other ones. He's angry and he's after revenge, and it's like, yeah, but there's not that much depth to him. Not like when you're just killing gods and you're not caring about what happens to people. You're causing floods, all them die, and then it's like, But this one, it's like he regrets it. He actually does regret doing what he did. He would still do it again if he went back, though. Obviously, knowing what he knows, knowing the fact that Greece is no more. His home is destroyed through vengeance. Like I said, the first game's just spot on, amazing. Second game, story, great, except a certain death. I'll say it's been out a few years now anyway. Bron's death, except his death. I thought it was a bit shoehorned in and it was a bit dumb. If it was done properly, yeah. Obviously, I thought it was just done a little bit, wrong. But they are going to do a series of this, and I think it'll work perfectly. I think it'll be great, because what bummed me out of the second game was the similar thing with the first game. It did a bit, but it wasn't that extreme. But the second game, it made it like half of the game. Boat scenes, the boat bits, which are tied into my number 1 spot. I hate boats in games. by this I mean them little crappy boats with the rowing boats. Nobody wants to row for 10 minutes getting from one end to the other end. You want to go, you want to run about, you want to fight things, you want to explore, do the puzzles and stuff like that. But this game, like the first one I did, platinumed it. I got everything done. I platinumed the whole game, and I managed to do it. And it was a bit of a drag, but I did it. I even defeated all the Valkyries. But this new one, they made it bigger, and the boat ones go on. The boat rowing goes on way too long. Yes, granted, I like hearing the stories Mia tells, and that it's nice hearing the Trios Loki, listening to them and chatting back with him, and even when you get Freyr, it's nice. But it takes away from the story so much. Like, the main story of that, when Ragnarok happens in the game, it feels rushed. But before Ragnarok, it feels bloated out. Like, the whole, we know that Odin will manipulate and use Atreus against his dad. It's inevitable. Like, if you look at the beginning of it with Thor and that, mint, unreal intro, and then it just drags. Like, say, you've got him fighting Freyr and stuff, brilliant. When he makes up with Freyr, perfect. When the Atreus goes off on his own to see Freyr, I like that. I like the fact that she didn't just go as a kid, I'll forgive him now. She stood by her word. And then she actually came to her senses and then they saved him. But we didn't have to see the whole... you know what did it for me? Was God of War is... You'll get enemies attacking you as you're walking around. You can always attack something or walk around, do a puzzle, but you'll have your weapons out ready. You can just smash stuff as you go along, mess about with your axe. When you played as Atreus and you were on Ragnarok, it just wasn't good because it was just slow walking. And that slow walking, for me, and a lot of people, not just me, knacked the game up. Knacked it up. There was no slow walking in the first one. As far as I was aware, maybe, and it was all shot in one shot, the first game. It was all one continuous shot. This is chopped up because it's crap with the shots. But the movie, as a movie, would be amazing. It would be great. Like, I think the series is going to be 10 out of 10. So that's number 4. I was going to do number 5, but again, Uncharted, the gameplay is still good. But again, it's bloated out by the gameplay. But this is really, like I say, I haven't done it again. I've done the first God of War 3 times. And loved it every time. I loved it more each time because you just see more, you read more. And this new one, like we say new, just terrible. You know, I walked away feeling the same as I did Spider-Man 2. It was a walking simulator. And granted, the story's there, but the story, like, and the dialogue is there. But then it's like, it's just stupid. It's just like, where's the action? You know what I mean? Like, come on, it's God of War. Still, you know, be loyal to the roots that made God of War, at least. The first one that they did, yeah, it's a different take on God of War, but it still felt loyal to it. You still had the brutality of it. Yes, you still got brutality in this one, but it's so dragged out. I clocked out by the end of it. I did it, though, and I did still cry at the end because the ending's amazing. But, yeah, it just, come on. Go on, do better. So, and also, where's the other God of War? Where's the other God of War games? I don't know where they are. Anyway, let's get into my number 3 spot. I could make a whole video ranting about that, but I'm not going to. I'm going to be good because I still do like it as a whole. Again, would be great as a movie. So, we delve into my number 3 spot, which is a strange one for me to mention. Granted that I didn't like the story in the second game, but the first game, I loved the story. Plague Games, both of them. Movies. Not series. I think they'll drag it out too much in a series. I think they'll mess it up. It could work as a series, actually. But I would say just 2 movies. First one, from a story narrative, absolutely amazing. The story is great. From the characters to the character development to the bit with the rats, powers, you know, it's just very interesting. The villain's even really cool in it. But it's dubbed down by the crap gameplay. The gameplay is just clunky, crap, and quite frankly, a bit boring. And then you get into the second one. Gameplay's improved, but unfortunately, the story declined. The story, especially at the end, was just sad for being sad. I don't mind a sad ending. I don't mind an ending where you have to. I won't. Well, no, I'll say what happens at the end. No, I won't, because not many people have played it, but you can see it coming a mile off, and then it throws it. Oh, that's not going to happen at the end. Oh no, now it is, and you'll know when you play it. Put it this way: these type of games by these companies, especially indie games, are notorious for putting a sad shock value ending in. Like there's a Fox game called Endling, and I didn't like it because it was just sad for being sad. I'm happy with a sad game, ironically, but it's like I'll say what happens in it because I'm mad because I wasted money on it. Basically, you're a mother fox and you raise your younglings, and you have to like be nice to your animals and stuff like that. And you're running away. It's like sort of an environment game. I thought it was going to be a cute fox game where you're raising your young, you just got to protect them, blah, blah, blah. No, it's not. It's humanity destroying the earth, and it's got a message behind it. Anyway, the ending, the mother fox dies, and the foxes, they can either die, or they can go off with this raccoon or honey badger thing, or they can just, I don't know. Put it this way, the death felt shock value, but it at least suited the game. Yes, granted, the Plague Tale suits the tone of the game, but I wasn't feeling how it ended. Very flat for me. Considering it should have made you absolutely bawl your eyes out, I rolled my eyes. You know, it was just very like you just have to do that, didn't you? You just had to pull that bloody card. So we go, but as movies, it would have been great. Would have been great as a movie. I still would have been mad at the ending, like the ultimatum, but maybe because it was a game and it doesn't really work as a game. That's the problem with it. Boom, I knew the problem. She whinges about killing people, but you kill, obviously gameplay, you kill people after people after people, you kill a load of people. But in a cinematic, she'll kill someone and she'll be all over like, oh, I can't believe I've done it, after she's mowed, like there's literally a beginning where she's mowing down loads running at her. Loads, like absolutely killing them. Good 20 people. And then you kill one up close with a knife and she has a breakdown. And you just like, as a movie, put aside the 20 plus for gameplay, in a cinematic, yeah, you'd buy it. Like the Tomb Raider game, when he shot the guy, brutal death. But you can't help but think you've just killed a load of people. Like, you're crying about that one guy you shot. Yes, granted, first gun kill, but you've killed a load of people. So anyway, as a movie, yes. As a game, no. So this one is just one I've just got to mention. I was going to mention it at number 3, but I've messed my list up, okay? I skipped ahead. It was supposed to be 2 with bad gameplay at my number top. Obviously God of War is just bloated. I wouldn't really call it bad. I just call it slow and a walking simulator. But yeah, the 2, I messed up a little bit on this list, but it's fine because I'm just mad that this wasn't a movie and I got lied to. Until Dawn. I don't need a tissue now. I know the top bit now. Until Dawn, right? I think we all know. We got lied to by that trailer. I thought it was going to be just an experimental death movie with the characters from Until Dawn and the villains from Until Dawn. It wasn't at all. There was witches in it. What the hell? There was even zombies. That's not Until Dawn. Imagine Until Dawn as a movie would be amazing. Like, Wendigos are actually quite scary. I wouldn't say it takes a lot for monsters to scare me and stuff. I've seen a lot of like monsters and stuff, but Wendigos are like curses and the you know, the stuff behind it, the deepness behind it, the fact that these actually made you understand something that really should, you know, gave depth to something that should have just been a monster, and basically it was at the end. But they actually made it sort of, you felt for it because it was human once, and we all know the story to Until Dawn. But that as a movie would be great because they're already actors anyway. They're already in movies. They'd be a lot older, granted, but I would happily watch a proper Until Dawn movie. Granted, I think a series could work, but I think it'd be better as a movie. But a proper Until Dawn movie. But the reason why I mentioned it my number 2 spot, and you'd be surprised why it's not my number 1. It's just because the absolute, what's gone on with the movies, man? Why lie? Why call it Until Dawn? Because you've got to survive until dawn. Call it We Have to Survive Until Dawn. You know, just call it anything but that game. Because obviously, and it's even got the same title card as the game. And you know why it's called that? Because the masked guy's in it. And ironically, the masked guy isn't the villain in the game. He's just someone trying to protect, like, stop the curse spreading, in other words. So anyway, I'll skim past that one because we all know it. And the ending would work as the ending I did where, well, the ending I did originally without restarting it was where they were dying, all of them. And I was trying to kill the dickhead guy and I couldn't do it till the end. And he actually survived at the end with her. And I was like, oh. But yeah, all my good ones died. The basement one got me, by the way. You know when you can hear a voice and you open it. Yeah, that got her and I was so mad. But as a movie, imagine that as a movie. Oh, it would be unreal. Unreal. Anyway, my number one spot. Why I'm making this video. Why I am thinking to myself, why wasn't this just a movie? Why wasn't this what we got? Indiana Jones and the Great Circle. Should have just been a movie. Oh my God. As a movie, as a story, amazing. Feels like Indiana Jones. I'd even be happy with like a Predator, Killers of Killers style. 3D animated if you wanted to do that. But as a game, it sucked. It shouldn't have. Shouldn't have at all. But a few things I'll delve into. The story, 10 out of 10, right? But it's dragged on. So the ending for how long the game is. So if you play the new Indiana Jones, it's getting mint ratings, right? And there's the great Tony Todd's in it. Rest in peace. Absolutely love him. Such a loss. And obviously Troy Baker smashes it. And the characters are great. But the gameplay is trash. And these are the people who made Wolfenstein. First person shooters. The shooting in the game, terrible. Really bad. Every time you pick up a weapon, when you go to grab a ladder, you drop it, you open your book, you'll drop the weapon. You can't pocket any weapons, you can't keep any in your backpack, you've only got your handgun. You have to constantly change clothes, disguises and stuff like that. Sounds fun, but it isn't. It's tedious, boring. And the first bit of the game was great. If it just focused on the story and just had a story area, none of this exploration, just story, it would have been a great game. It would have been 10 out of 10. It would have been like Uncharted. You know, the Uncharted 1, 2 and 3. But the added open world to it. But it's bloated out. There's a crappy, worst fast travel system I've ever seen. The stamina bar constantly runs out because Indiana Jones isn't the fittest guy alive. And he's getting on a bit. Even in this, he's kind of done, he's very out of breath a lot. And the stamina bar is terrible. The combat is terrible. Enemies sponge headshots as well. You shoot them in the head and they shake it off. And that just takes away from the story. Because the story from start to finish is amazing. I'm not going to lie, it's mint. But I was done with it. Like I mentioned about the boat scene. So, you're starting in Italy. That's really complex, but I can roll with it. And then we go to the desert. That's stretched out and boring. But I got all the collectibles on it. But then we go to the Asia. Absolute trash. Boats. The boat bit. Again, it's bloody boats again. It just went on way too long. It just like dragged out because it's 5 minutes in the boat ride. Then if you're going from the main bit to your ending of that map, 10 minutes in the boat. Just in the boat. Going really slow as well, I may add. And it's just terrible. The gameplay is so bloated out, so horrible that and it's not just me who thought it. I watched a review after thinking it can't just be me. Why is this getting 10 out of 10? And not saying that it's a bad game. No, it is a bad game. It's a bad game, but it's a good movie. As a movie, it's great. And if it just focused on the puzzles, great. Yeah, even the puzzles were good. But even if you just plod through the main story, because there's that many slow segments in the game, it's 15 hours. Like, imagine the movie, 15 hours. Like, you're not going to be asked. But if it was a movie, a 2-hour movie, I would have loved it. I would have loved the story. From the villain, finally we had a good villain, to the love interest. Even the love interest's great. Even she's good. But in a game, she's a nightmare in the gameplay. because she gets in the way. There's a bit where I have to look at numbers on the sheet of paper. She constantly walks past, and because it reads her walking past, it does that and it zooms in, and you can't see. And I'm trying to decipher these numbers to open this case, this briefcase. Anyway, as a movie, it would have been great, but as a game, it did suck. Unfortunately, I was trying to roll with it too because I do like Indiana Jones. And yet, like I say, as a story, would have been great. So as a movie, I would have watched it as a movie. I would have been happy with that. Better than the last movie we got. My God, wasn't that? She was horrible in that movie. She was so mean to him. Ugh. And I love the actress. So it wasn't anything against her. She can act. She was just written so wrong. Anyway, before going about the movies and going about other stuff, if you enjoyed this video, leave a like, subscribe. And yeah, like I say, my one out this list that should definitely 100% just be a movie. Definitely Uncharted and definitely Indiana Jones. Yeah, I agree with that. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye. Oh, if it stops.